Good afternoon, Chairman Keogh, members of the board, Tom Basenko, Shasta County Sheriff. Before you is a recommendation to accept some military surplus. The Sheriff's Office and many other law enforcement agencies throughout the state of California participate in a program called the 1033 program, which allows law enforcement agencies to procure surplus military equipment for their uses. This equipment can range anywhere from aircraft to textiles such as sleeping bags, warm weather gear, and other material. It also includes computer equipment, body armor, fingerprint equipment, night vision equipment, weapons on occasion, and first aid equipment. Recently, we retired a decommissioned CAL FIRE crew bus, which we use as our SWAT vehicle for the transportation of team members and their equipment. This vehicle was already a very well-used vehicle when we procured it a number of years ago. We converted it, had it. It became in disrepair due to the increased maintenance costs of it, so we recently retired it and sold it at surplus. It was not part of the fleet management program. As part of the 1033 program, we did locate 3 Humvees, which are high mobile multi-purpose wheeled vehicles, which are used by the U.S. military. These Humvees came equipped with additional armor on the vehicles that can withstand a 50 caliber small arms round. They do have turrets on the top, and if I get the overhead, please. They do have turrets on the top. These vehicles are used, but they have generally between 4,000 and 6,000 miles on them. They were used here in the U.S. at a military base, and they weren't overseas in the theater in the Middle East. We sent staff down to Tucson, Arizona. One of my staff members has served in the United States Army. Part of his job description was part of a maintenance unit which maintained Humvees, and so he was part of the contingent that went to Tucson. They did an inspection on these vehicles, test drove them within the confines of the military base, and determined that they were appropriate for our use here. They did drive the vehicles all the way from Tucson back to Shasta County here without any mechanical problems. Excuse me. We plan to use these vehicles primarily to move SWAT team members and their equipment to SWAT operations, to assist in search and rescue operations that need be or other emergencies. These vehicles can also, see if I can get a light on here a little more and lighten that up, but I'm not sure because they come across on your screen a little bit dark. These vehicles can be used for other, thank you, ma'am. I don't know if it helps any. I don't know if, thank you. Get back on track here. We will have to do some light maintenance, like maybe get a paint job on them. We may be able to obtain those as a donation maybe from other businesses. They do have turrets on top which were set up for automatic weapons fire that can still come in beneficial to the sheriff's office if we had to deploy chemical agents. They are all equipped with turrets. We'll probably remove turrets from 2 of them just for a regular roof mount. And like I said, we'd have them for team transport and the equipment transport. These vehicles are valued at approximately $48,000 each for a total of nearly $150,000. And at the same trip, we did procure a number of cold weather jackets, some bivy covers, duffel bags, and blankets. And the wool blankets come in handy for use within the jail. The jail, when they have to purchase blankets for use for the inmates, those are roughly about $30 to $35 each. We were able to procure about 100 at no cost to the sheriff's office or with taxpayer dollars. So it is a very beneficial program, and I'm making a recommendation to accept these vehicles here. Questions?
Thank you, Sheriff Basenko. Questions of Sheriff Basenko. Pleasure of the board concerning disposition of R7. Supervisor Baugh.
Are there any helicopters with low mileage?
Surely you jest, but there are helicopters and aircraft available,
I should have known you were
and
already
there were
looking at
some
this.
C-130s that were available as well.
I'm going to move approval.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the staff recommendation. Further discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Sheriff Pasenko.
Thank you very much.
Item R8, the Board of Supervisors will recess to a closed session to discuss the following items. Estimated at 10 minutes, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, significant exposure to litigation, the claim of the City of Anderson. At the conclusion of the closed session, reportable action, if any, will be reported in open session. And yes.
Thank you, Chair Kehoe. As the item involves the City of Anderson, I'm obligated to declare that my wife is an elected member of the Anderson City Council, receives financial employment from the City of Anderson.
Thank you. Now we're going to adjourn, but we're going to move into the Shasta County Air Pollution